going on, guys? About to check out this video from Asmon Gold. If I'm not mistaken, the video is called His Career Collapse. Who are you talking about? Hassan? His career probably did.
This guy's been having a bad time, huh?
If ever there was a celebrity that exemplified the saying, don't meet your heroes.
This is the sing in the car guy? I ain't gonna front. I used to think he was kind of funny. He had this one song that was like a spoof of Ariana Grande, Thank You Next. And it was supposed to be for the dude Jeff from what was it called? Jurassic Park. Is it Jeff Goldblum? Nah, that's not his name. Is it Jeff? How's that actor's name? It is Jeff Goldblum. I gotta stop doubting myself. That cough snuck up on me. My bad. Couldn't get to the mute button fast enough. But yeah, he had a song for him. I thought that shit was funny as well.
Then it's got to be James Corden, a man who rode his funny, humble, down-to-earth, everyman persona all the way to Hollywood stardom. He was once hosting everything from talk shows to award ceremonies, starring in TV and big-budget movies, and rapidly being positioned as the new face of...
It was definitely years ago that I even seen anything to do with this nigga. I think the last thing was probably the car series where he was driving around with celebrities and singing.
American TV. The world just couldn't seem to get enough of James Corden. But fame exacts a heavy price on any man. And beneath all the jokes and the jolly banter and the forced relatability, there lurked a sordid tale of bullying, abuse, out-of-control egos, and embarrassing revelations that ultimately unraveled his entire career. So join me as I recount the crash and burn.
This is the problem that some people have, is that they create a persona for themselves that they can't live up to. That's the problem. And you see streamers do this too, where like the persona ends up cracking and it gets exposed and now everybody hates them. The same thing happened with Ellen DeGeneres. It's like the same stuff that Ellen DeGeneres.
I just said that, like Ellen DeGeneres. We eye to eye with it, Asman. You'd never let me down like the Corden did.
Like had come out about her, came out about Bill O'Reilly, everybody would be like, yeah, we knew that. We know. Yeah, for sure. He did. Yeah, he did. So he yelled at his staff. Yeah, I know. Of course he did. Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, exactly. But if you put out an image like this, I think that's what really confuses people.
I knew Ellen was full of shit the whole time, if I'm gonna just be honest. Like, I never believed Ellen was like ever that damn good. It always seemed like an act, especially that one commercial where like these two kids are making fun of each other and one of them says, "That's gay." And then she comes out of nowhere and is like, "You shouldn't say that to anyone." I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this a real commercial? I thought I was dreaming. I was like, I can't be seeing it. That gotta be the fakest commercial I've ever seen in my life. That shit was weird. I'm like, yo, dude, it's not that serious. Like, why are you doing these after school special commercials looking like you on PBS in the 90s? Like Ghost Rider was about to pop up at the end. Like, that shit was weird. But I just knew she was just doing too much. That it was an act.
James Corden. James Kimberly Corden was born in London in 1978, the son of a book salesman and a social worker. And by all accounts, his childhood was a pretty normal one. He didn't grow up in grinding poverty or obnoxious privilege, but instead had a standard working class British upbringing that he later used to push him.
Story. I see y'all talking about this in the live chat. That Diddy documentary was so good. I thought about just doing a segment where we just talk about it. Oh, that Diddy documentary was crazy, bro. And accurate. I'm watching it thinking it was going to be bullcrap, right? Even though I knew 50 Cent's official. I rock with 50 Cent. But I'm like, you know how these documentaries be lying? They be getting information wrong. I hated that Nickelodeon documentary. That shit let me down. Some of it was informative, but then like half of it was bullshit. Nigga, from beginning to end, that Diddy documentary was crazy. The receipts, artists pulling up emails that he sent them, nigga. Aubrey O'Day, that was, oh man, that was crazy. Like, and I've heard her talk about stuff before, but she never went this in detail and showed the emails and text messages. from Diddy. Yeah, Diddy is a nasty bastard. And they brought up the staircase incident. I remember when we first started hearing about Diddy, and I said, yo, how come nobody talk about that thing when people died in the staircase? They brought that shit up. I was like, whoa. I thought that was only like a New York thing that only people from the city know about that. They did some deep research, bro. But yeah, it's crazy. They did a documentary on Netflix, Biggs, about Diddy, and they got like footage from Diddy. Like Diddy was trying to film some shit, and I guess they got their hands on it.
Self as down to earth and relatable. Anyway, he soon developed an interest in acting and presenting. And
that nigga had a fanny pack with baby oil in it, bro. There was baby oil in the dresser, baby oil by the tub, and baby oil in a fanny pack. This nigga was wilding. That was when he got arrested. I think he was like in a hotel or something. He had that on him. Why do you need that much oil, bro?
Started getting small parts in British TV shows like Hollyoaks and Boys Unlimited. What can I say? The 90s were a wild time in British TV, man. He first gained mainstream attention with a starring role in Fat Friends, a drama about, you guessed it,
Fat Friends?
A bunch of fat people trying to lose weight. Damn, man. Imagine daring to make a show like that nowadays.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that too. About Paramount trying to purchase Warner Brothers, because I heard Netflix had it, but then I heard that Paramount did some sneaky, we could override it and then make their contract null and void. But then if they do that, they're going to have to pay Netflix a bunch of money because Netflix already had everything already done already, if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm like a entertainment nerd, so I was really into that. Me and my brother be talking about that shit all the time because the properties that Warner Brothers had, oh my gosh, if Netflix get that, the shit that they could do, Peacemaker about to come out on Netflix, it's about to be even more brutal. And I like what Netflix does with series that they purchase, right? They saved You. You was only one season and got canceled. Netflix got that shit and made it even more big. They made Lucifer better. I fucked with Lucifer. That was my shit. Love that TV show. So if Netflix gets a hold of Warner Bros. Properties, it'd be good. But then Paramount, they want the reality TV shows too. I'm like an entertainment nerd. We could talk about that too. I'll just be in my own time looking that shit up.
If you took the collective face of everybody at Reddit who was mad at me,
yeah, Paramount about to take it from him,
and you put it all in together into one person, this would basically be it.
Because Paramount is kind of
Anyway, it was here that he met fellow actor and writer Ruth Jones. Yeah. The two hit it off immediately and soon hatched an idea for a new TV series about a young English guy who falls in love with a girl from Wales.
Oh, wow.
A place which Mahler assures me is a real country, but I'm still not convinced.
I don't know what Wales
Anyway,
is.
the show was called Gavin and Stacey. You've probably never heard of it in America, but it would go on to run for 3 seasons and become one of the most successful British comedies of the 2000s.
Good job.
What's interesting about it is that Corden and Jones's character...
If Paramount get it right, if I'm not mistaken, that's like CNN, right? They could fix the fuck out of that shit. No more of that woke bull crap on CNN. Which, if I'm not mistaken, they was trying to do beforehand too. I think Trump is cool with them and all that.
Smithy and Nessa ended up becoming way more popular than the actual stars of the show. With the success of Gavin and Stacey, the offers were now flowing in. A natural entertainer who could banter with the best of them, Corden soon found himself hosting everything from awards ceremonies to panel shows.
Yep.
James Corden was now officially a big deal.
You might be the person I need to talk to get back into WWE. I've been trying so hard, bro, to get back into wrestling. And then I keep finding myself in the underground shows.
UK
watching,
at least.
What's his name? AEW and shit. But I've been trying to get back into WWE. I used to be a huge wrestling fan. I fell off after the Attitude Era.
The only question now was what to do next. His answer was to try to recapture the magic of Gavin and Stacey by branching out into other projects with his co-star Matthew Horn, ignoring the fact that it was Ruth Jones who was mostly responsible for the show's success, but whatever. Lesbian Vampire Killers, their first big movie together, was absolutely slated by critics and bombed at the box office, while their comedy sketch show Horn and Corden failed to explain why either of them had ever been considered funny. Strangely enough, Corden would quietly distance himself from young Matthew after that.
Smart.
Problem problems were also afoot behind the scenes. Corden's sudden rise to fame and success was doing what it does to many people. It was turning him into a fucking bellend. His behavior was...
I think this is what happens for a lot of people because people aren't mentally programmed to handle the amount of feedback and attention that a person who's very popular gets. And it just fucks with their head. I think that's really what happens. It is.
Apparently so bad that his Gavin and Stacey co-star Rob Brydon actually had to step in and warn him to rein it in. Even his own family got involved.
Relax.
One of his sisters straight up told him, James, stop being such a dickhead. It's a shame he never took that advice to heart. But it was the 2010 Glamour Women of the Year Awards that...
And the problem is that he pretends to not be a dickhead. Like, there's people that are dickheads, but everybody knows they're dickheads, so it's not a problem. But if you're
honest, like, even when I was younger, I used to always tell people I'm an asshole. Shit, I think even when I first started YouTube, I was saying that. Now that I've gotten older, I probably calmed down 1%. I'm still an asshole to some degree, 100%. But what it means is that I'm able to cut off my empathy, because there's a lot of people that will take advantage of that and be extremely disingenuous and nasty and manipulative and hide it behind feelings or whatever. So when I see my, boundaries being pushed, I'm quick to dead that shit immediately, right? So I'm an asshole, all right? But what about my feelings? Nope. You cannot throw those on my shoulders. Got nothing to do with me. I'm honest. There's a lot of people that don't care, and they won't say that they don't care about certain things. I've told people I care about me, my supporters, God, family. That's it. Like, all the other shit you can miss me with. There's other people that will pretend to fucking care and manipulate you and build like a huge audience and fan base off of it. And then when their mask slips and people see their true colors for who they are, even if it's not even that bad, you just don't care as much as what people made it out to seem or what you made it out to seem. Your career goes down, and then you like, what? But what happened? It's because you build an audience around a fake version of yourself, you dumbass. Once they seen the real you, they realize they didn't actually like you. That's why I always push, be honest, be yourself. Even if people who see faults in it, who cares? Who gives a damn? Yeah. Just be you.
Pending, and then people find out, well, then they're gonna fucking hate you.
Corden got his first taste of public embarrassment when Patrick Stewart decided to lay into him live on air.
When the presenters are up here and when the recipients are receiving their awards, don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here.
Was it unprofessional and kind of petty of him to call him out live on stage instead of having a word in private? Yeah. Was it also funny as fuck to watch him getting told off like some arsehole schoolboy? Also yes. More than that though, it was the first real chink in Corden's
fucking got him.
Professor
fucking
X
got him, bro. The final boss of Bald. Yep. Professor X laying it down.
Easygoing public persona. Still, he did his best to defuse the situation afterwards, and for the time being at least, his career was still going strong. He was a regular fixture at big events like the Brit Awards and still booking roles in films and TV shows, but what he really needed was something to take his career to the next level. He needed to crack America. Enter the Late Late Show, which for the past decade had been hosted by Craig.
Just what we need. Another late night show of the host telling the same jokes to the same people with the same laugh tracks.
That's one of my dreams. I want to host a late night show. I've always wanted to do that. I mean, I don't think no one's gonna ever be better than Conan, but I would love to do that one day.
And the same spectrum every single fucking time.
Ferguson,
crazy.
He was a popular host and the show was doing well, but by 2014 his contract had expired and he was ready to move on to new projects. A replacement had to be found, and that replacement turned out to be our boy James. And to his credit, he turned out to be a good choice in the short term at least. His humble, everyman persona was the perfect contrast to the slick, polished confidence of other late night talk show hosts. He was able to actually have fun and engage with his guests as human beings and get way more out of them than others could.
Good for him.
Than that, though,
I didn't even see it as that though. Like back then I guess I saw it as him having like an awkward overconfidence, right? Which I thought that was fucking hilarious sometimes. Like that damn Jeff Goldblum skit. That shit was
understood the importance of creating viral moments that could get shared on social media, and he was happy to oblige. Carpool karaoke turned out to be a stroke of absolute genius that drew in record audiences.
But wasn't it that like they weren't even driving? They found out these guys weren't even driving. They were just being pulled by a tow truck or something?
I ain't going front. That's facts though, Biggs. I could just do it myself, right? Do my own late night show. You're not wrong.
Cemented the show as a staple of late night TV. They say that if you can make it in America, you can make it anywhere. And James Corden had officially made it. Damn. He had a hit talk show in his hands. He was hosting some of the biggest awards ceremonies on US television, and even his movie career was starting to pick up again. Everything he touched seemed to turn to gold. But the old problems of ego and shitty behavior behind the scenes were starting to resurface, and the first hit
many such cases.
Of this was during a game of Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, basically Truth or Dare but with animal body parts, where his co-host Jimmy Kimmel asked him a seemingly innocent question that he should have been easily able to answer.
Name 2 of the cameramen in this room.
I didn't hear about that, Katerina. I didn't hear about that at all. Something going on with him?
That's bad.
You said you don't sell out to SNL? Just don't sell out to SNL. Hell no. Y'all know me. I'm Mr. Independence. It's just me and the Fang Gang. I would never sell out to no SNL. That's never gonna happen. Y'all said Tara Reid. Nah, I haven't heard about that. What's going on with her? Is she okay? Issues, I don't know if her health is related. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. And this is wild. He asked him to name his cameramen and he didn't know their names. You don't know the names of the people on your team? That's insane. Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Oh, that's bad. Wow.
You know, it still blows my mind that his producers actually okayed this one.
Yeah, they should have never okayed that one. They should have known that would make him look bad if he got it wrong.
They must have known what would happen. They knew how it would make him look, and they still allowed it to go ahead.
And you know what that makes me think? Is that this guy is an asshole behind the scenes, and they were thinking, oh, good, we're going to get him.
Probably should tell you a lot about how he treated his own staff.
Yep.
Now that the cracks were appearing in his public persona, all kinds of damaging revelations were starting to leak through. Like during his disastrous Reddit AMA in 2018, where one of the top comments criticized him for acting like a twat in a London restaurant a few years earlier. Another commenter threw shade at his behavior during the filming of A League of Their Own, a British sports show, and accused him of throwing tantrums, refusing to interact with fans, and basically acting like an arrogant prick who absolutely didn't want to be there.
So he's just a fat retard. There's so many of those. It's such a problem. It is such a problem.
Yo,
Hasman Gold is going off. He said, my husband showed me a clip from SNL. It was not funny. They had a lady dress up as a raccoon, making fun of the raccoon that broke into the liquor store. It really wasn't funny in my opinion. Yeah, SNL ain't been funny in quite some time. It depends, right? When they have certain people that are just that talented, guest star, so where they are helping in the writing room too, it comes off okay, right? Like whenever they have Donald Glover, he got some funny ass skits. What's her name? Quita B. She got some funny ass skits. But other than that, it's trash. Like SNL overall as a show hasn't been funny since like the fucking early 2000s, since like Jimmy Fallon was on that shit and Will Ferrell, right? If you just ask me, Mad TV always been better than SNL. Bring Mad TV back.
Seem to fit the same pattern of obnoxious, entitled bullying once the camera stopped rolling and things weren't much better on the movie.
The thing is that like there are guys that are like just really, really
SNL's not funny. It's just certain people that's funny that guest star on SNL.
Nice and everybody likes them. Like I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, there's nothing bad you ever hear about like Conan O'Brien, right? Like basically never. Farley, it's the same as like some of these other people. Like it's not impossible to be a nice guy celebrity, but it is impossible to pretend to be a nice guy celebrity. Well, I was thinking of late night show hosts. Obviously, Keanu Reeves, Henry Cavill, those are also really great examples too. it's totally okay and totally possible to just be a nice guy celebrity.
They can't bring that back. The world is too soft for that. I would love In Living Color to come back. That was the best. If I had to rank it, In Living Color, Mad TV, all that, SNL. Yeah, I damn near put So Random. Only a few people don't understand that joke.
But you have to actually be a nice guy. You can't pretend, because eventually the act is going to wear off. That's it.
On either Cats ended up being pure nightmare fuel. One of
like Fats.
The biggest critical disasters of the decade, and Corden himself caught most of the backlash for his unique performance.
I still do that to
I don't even think that's his fault. Honestly, it was so stupid what they were doing. Like Cats was like a fucking, it's a Broadway play, and you're doing these like weird furry characters. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Really?
Damn, man. Really? Ricky Gervais took great pleasure in shitting on him.
The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He's fine.
Damn! Oh!
He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that.
Such was the
It's crazy that guy just kind of went in there and this like
shreds.
You know what that's like? That. There were like certain media entertainment moments where like people go back and they look at it like years later and they realize, damn, this guy was more right than we thought. Another one was the Cat Williams Shannon Sharp interview.
Facts.
You can be Kang the Conqueror, but a white woman can take your whole life away in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Cat Williams is cooking on that.
That's exactly what happened to him. Remember that? Yeah, don't know that one? Yeah, and people go back and they watch it. It's good. It's so
hatred
good.
Against his performance. There was even a petition to keep him from having any involvement in the Wicked movie that was in production at the time, which reached more than 100,000 signatures.
Wow.
Restaurants seem to be a particular trigger for James, which is...
So he went to a lot of restaurants?
Yeah, we could tell.
All right.
Yeah, we know.
Ironic, considering he clearly enjoys his food. But in 2022, he managed to get himself banned from the swanky New York restaurant Balthazar for allegedly screaming at staff and being rude and aggressive.
So he wanted food.
So he's bugging.
This is what they do. So here we go again. So he wanted food. He wasn't getting his food fast enough. So he started harassing the waiter. Feed me.
He's bugging out.
Yeah, there.
You never mess with the people that serve your food. You never. I don't care if they taking long, they taking long. Don't say nothing. You never mess with the people that's serving your food. That would be very stupid. He said he was hangry. That's funny.
It is.
His other customers. He'd eventually go on to apologize and get himself unbanned, but the damage to his public reputation was more permanent. It was becoming increasingly popular to hate on James Corden, and the hate was even spilling over into the Late Late Show, with the revelation that carpool karaoke was mostly faked, using trailers to drive the cars around. It sounds like a minor
You know what they need to do this for? They need to do this for Extra Emily.
But it blew the fantasy for a lot of people, and ratings soon went into a terminal decline. By the start of 2023, weekly viewership was half what it had been just 6 months earlier. And by April...
No, how hard it is probably to sing and then drive at the same time, for sure. Like, I know we probably do it on a day-to-day basis, though. You think this nigga gonna know how to do it?
Corden announced that not only was he leaving the show, but the show itself was being taken off the air permanently. Not long.
There's too many late night shows, man. There are. Like, there's just too many of them.
You said,
I mean, it's not even entirely his fault. I mean, I think for him it is, but like in general, it's the same with Colbert. Like, I mean, there's just too many of these shows, and they're all doing and talking about the same thing. Like, you know why Conan was good is because it was kind of different. It was actually different. Like letter.
Why the hell do me and Asmund Gold agree on so many things like this. That's crazy. Conan is the OG. Nobody better than Conan. What?
Letterman was different in to a degree. Johnny Carson was a bit different. This guy, more of the same. So many of them, like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, that guy that looks kind of like Ryan from The Office. I think also, Stephen Colbert turned into this. You're basically watching four versions of the same show. You are. It's four versions of the same thing.
Conan's dope. George Lopez is dope. Jimmy Fallon, I used to like him for the games. I liked when him and the celebrities play games. Now, am I saying it right, Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. I was gonna say, because I damn sure ain't talking about the other Jimmy. I used to like his the games that they played on shit. I don't watch it no more though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Conan or nothing. Or Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, nigga. Bring back Space Ghost. Nigga. That's
so announced that he was moving back to the UK to focus on his family.
Jay Leno was okay. He just seemed kind of smug to me. Maybe it was because of the Fresh Prince episode or something. Maybe I ain't like the way he acted on the Fresh Prince. I swear, that wasn't he on Fresh Prince?
Really? His public image was in tatters after years of embarrassing revelations against him. His movie career was derailed by a disastrous series of flops, and even his hosting gigs were rapidly drying up. James Corden had officially crashed and burns. Yeah, I'm sure he'll never be short of money at this point, and he's got just enough name recognition to land the occasional role that'll keep him in the public eye, but his days at the top of American TV are long behind him. And now here he stands as a cautionary tale to those who would follow in his footsteps. Be careful what you wish for. He's a perfect example.
No, just don't be a fucking asshole. It's simple. Don't be an asshole and don't be a dick.
Be honest about it.
Don't be rude to people that are in a position that they can't tell you no. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people, it's the same thing I said before about like hurting animals. I'm not comparing waitstaff to animals, but I kind of am, aren't I? And so
who else I used to like? Tom Green. I used to fuck with the Tom Green show heavy when I was a kid. What? This is the Tom Green show. This is my favorite show because it is my show. It's the Tom Green show. Need to bring that shit back. Nah, I don't know if that many people gonna watch it. They might not fuck with it nowadays. I might watch the reruns.
Point is that whenever a person abuses an animal, it's seen as a universal evil because of the power imbalance, right? But the problem is that the same thing is the case with waitstaff and other forms of like low income workers, is that whenever a person treats a person like that badly, it reflects badly on that person because this person can't talk back to you. This person basically just has to be a servant to you, but you're patronizing and mistreating them for what? Why? Yeah, biggest red flag there is exactly. Yeah, you're a piece of shit. And everybody knows it. The people that do that are pieces of shit. They have lack of patience. No, it's more than that. It's way more than lack of patience. It's a philosophical stance. Yes. Well, it's a mining canary in the depths of a person's like personality. Is that if a person is going to do that, they're probably awful if you get to know them more.
Of what happens when too much fame and success comes too quickly to a man without the wisdom and maturity to cope with it. A man whose career was built on a persona he could never hope to maintain. A man whose life was placed under the magnifying glass of celebrity and all his flaws exposed for the world to see. And unfortunately for James Corden...
the problem is that he tried to put on a persona that wasn't authentic to himself and people found out about it and they disliked him. This is why you should never you should never pretend to be like this fake nice guy unless that's actually who you are. It's a huge mistake. Tons of people make it.
We're just too many of them to overcome.
In dating culture too as well. Like, whatever dudes think, let me just be super nice and I'm gonna get the girl I want. You out your fucking mind. Like that's definitely not gonna work. And if it does, you still nasty. He's a nasty motherfucker. Just be yourself, bro. Like, just be you.
Anyway,
be fake nice.
That's all I've got for today.
That's how.
Go away now.
I never hear about this guy anymore. I'm going to be honest. I'll link you guys the video and crash and burn the James Corden story. Not a good story to have. I'll tell you that. Like Pirate Software. To an extent, I think it's different with Pirate Software, but I don't
know much about Pirate Software. I heard just a little bit about it though. A little bit about it. A little bit. But yeah, I do think that when you are fake nice, it's going to get revealed. And then people that are around you for that fake ass positivity, they're not going to want to be around you no more. It just is what it is. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. All that good stuff.